There are moments in live television when a single joke, a single sentence, can flip the entire room. Moments when laughter freezes, smiles vanish, and the air turns sharp. On November 9th, 2025, that moment belonged to Nikki Glazer. The 41-year-old comedian walked onto the Saturday Night Live stage for her hosting debut, expecting applause, excitement, and maybe a few shock laughs. But what happened next shocked everyone. Instead of a warm welcome, she walked straight into one of the year's biggest entertainment controversies. Tonight, we're diving into how one SNL monologue set the internet on fire, why fans say Nikki crossed the line, and the hidden truth behind comedy's most uncomfortable debate. And the part viewers never saw coming arrives later in this story. To understand this moment, we need to understand the woman behind it. Nikki Glazer has always lived on the edge of comedy. Her voice is bold, unapologetic, and brutally honest. Her humor is sharp, raw, and unfiltered. She built her career on the kinds of jokes most comedians avoid. Sex, shame, trauma, celebrity scandals, nothing was off limits. From the Nikki Glazer podcast to Netflix specials, from Dancing with the Stars to roasting celebrities on national television, Nikki made a name by pushing boundaries. Her fans see her as fearless. Her critics call her reckless. So when SNL announced she would be hosting, the internet buzzed with curiosity. Some expected brilliance, others braced for disaster. But what no one expected was the exact direction she chose. Her opening monologue was long, nearly 10 minutes, which in SNL terms is an eternity. And within that stretch, she made a series of jokes that would ignite instant backlash. It started innocently enough. A few light jokes, a little sarcasm, typical SNL energy. And then it took a turn. Nikki leaned into a bit about nail salons and border control and casually touched on slavery, trafficking, and the emotional state of a nail technician. She said, "You can't talk to the woman doing your nails because..." Slavery? I don't know. She seemed stuck and sad. The room tensed. Some laughed nervously. Others were silent. But Nikki pushed further. She joked about sex trafficking posters in women's restrooms. She joked about how men's bathrooms would have signs that said, "Want a slave? Text traffic to 6969. Then she connected it to her Gen Z friends' fear of trafficking, comparing it to the fear of rape that she grew up with. In seconds, a comedy monologue had shifted into a catalog of some of society's most painful issues. Audiences at home felt it immediately. Social media lit up. The live audience shifted uncomfortably. These weren't just edgy jokes. They were jokes about violence, assault, child abuse, and trafficking, subjects many people believe should never be punchlines. And the backlash was instant. One viewer wrote on X, "Nikki Glazer really giving me the ick on SNL tonight." Another said, "Things Nikki Glazer managed to make into a joke. Domestic violence, racism, sexual assault, pedophilia, trafficking, do better." A third added, "Attempting humor on rape and trafficking. Yeah, no." And one post summed up the night with, "Completely tone-deaf and offensive. WTF." Within minutes, Nikki Glazer was trending, not because of applause, but because of anger. Part of the uproar wasn't just what she said, but where she said it. Saturday Night Live is a cultural institution, a stage watched by millions, a platform comedians dream of. And with that platform comes expectations. Be funny, be bold, but be responsible. Comedy has evolved. Audiences have evolved. The world has changed dramatically in the last decade. Conversations around sexual assault, trafficking, consent, and abuse have become more urgent and more sensitive. So when Nikki made them punchlines, many viewers felt she wasn't pushing boundaries, she was disregarding trauma. Some feared her jokes trivialized real suffering. Others were angry she used primetime TV to joke about topics many survivors still struggle to speak about. But beneath the backlash was an old question. Where is the line in comedy, and who gets to draw it? So far, we've explored Nikki Glazer's rise as a boundary-pushing comedian, her SNL debut, and the series of jokes that ignited intense backlash online. But the next part of this story, the part fans didn't expect, is what happened after the outrage. Because the hidden truth behind the reaction reveals something deeper than a monologue gone wrong. As the episode aired, viewers jumped onto X, TikTok, Reddit, and YouTube, dissecting every line. Some demanded an apology from SNL. Others wanted NBC to respond. A few suggested Nikki should not be invited back, but not everyone agreed. A smaller group defended her, saying comedy should remain provocative, that jokes are jokes, that intention matters, and that comedians shouldn't be censored by online outrage. This created a divide, the line between humor and harm, the line between bravery and insensitivity. The line Nikki attempted to walk and stumbled on. People close to the show say Nikki didn't expect this reaction. Her monologues in clubs are often darker and sharper, and her fan base is used to it. But SNL is a different landscape, a different audience, a different level of scrutiny. Insiders say she wrote the monologue herself. She wanted to make a statement. She wanted to push boundaries. She believed she could toe the comedic line like Dave Chappelle, Sarah Silverman, or Amy Schumer once did. But the world has changed since those eras. And some insiders believe Nikki misread the room and the moment. Behind the public outrage lies a deeper reality. Comedy is evolving faster than ever. What once passed as edgy is now seen as insensitive. What once got laughs now gets backlash. And the bigger truth is even more complicated. People are hurting. Topics like sexual abuse, rape, trafficking, and exploitation are not punchlines. They are lived experiences for millions. Many viewers felt that Nikki's jokes didn't punch up. They punched down at victims, at survivors, at people still carrying invisible scars. This is why the reaction was so intense. Not because Nikki Glazer isn't funny, not because SNL has gone soft, but because the world is acknowledging the weight behind these issues and demanding sensitivity around them. Nikki's SNL debut could have been a celebration, a milestone in her career. Instead, it became a lightning rod, a moment that forced viewers, comedians, and the entertainment world to confront a difficult question. Can comedy still cross the line when the world we live in is already full of pain? Some believe Nikki was brave, some believe she was careless, and some believe this moment will shape how comedians write their material going forward. But no matter which side you're on, one thing is certain. This controversy isn't just about a monologue. It's about the shifting landscape of humor and the responsibility that comes with having a microphone in front of millions. And the story isn't over, because what Nikki says next will determine everything. If you thought this story was intense, wait until you hear what comes next. Make sure to subscribe, because you won't want to miss the next chapter.